Blue Jays today, Friday, wine on wine, where we're chilling out. Actually, none of us grabbed beverage.
Have alcohol.
I mean, I do have some. I was saving it for later, but either way, like kind of the one on why we're chilling out. We're doing the whole Q&A. You guys ask us your questions, we answer your questions. I know I got a few questions of my own and some other stuff that we do want to talk about and touch on. Cross MLB, cross baseball. What's good? I'm your host, Nick Palaylog.
And I'm your host, Adam Palo, guys. And yes, it's right. The title of the video is Blue Jays Nate Pearson expected to pitch in single A, so we'll talk about that. But a guy to help us talk about that right here, we have producer Pat back in the corner right now. What's going on? Hey. Let's go.
Thanks for having me, fellas.
Hello, Pat. You got the whole... We're doing a new thing. We're doing a thing with the mics, so that if there's any issues, like, let us know in the chat. Like, Pat's unmuting himself to eliminate the echo, so those OG fans, we're going to try to save your eardrums.
Yeah, dude. Yo, Pat, it's been a minute since you've been on the show. When Adam told me about the whole title Nate Pearson thing expected to pitch in AAA, or single A, excuse me, I completely forgot about him. Yeah. When was, if you had to guess, the last time that the name Nate Pearson actually popped into your brain prior to today?
I would say that the last time I thought about him was probably like a month into the season, because in spring training he got shut down, right?
Yeah.
Is that the last time? I did see this article this morning on Twitter, so it kind of refreshed my brain before I sat down in this chair. But yeah, like months ago.
Like literally months ago.
I gave up. I just assumed he was toast.
He's gone.
You know?
He's gone.
Yeah, well, like, for me, it popped in my head. Actually, you guys brought it up during one of our streams. You're like, when's Nate Pearson starting? And when I was making the video title, it was about 2 months ago, we made a video or talked about it in a Wine on Wine, and then I cut a clip from it about, like, well, is Nate Pearson expected to start this season? And probably not. I mean, we can look at the article. Look at the article.
Yeah, let's definitely take a quick look at the article. But, I mean, I can't imagine. This is going to be my first read of the thing. I have not taken a look at it at all. So I'm...
Sorry, guys. Sorry. There's a problem with the program right now.
Yeah.
Go back to the screen. Go to 3. Like, flip back to the computer.
Okay.
There we go.
Hey,
Sorry, guys.
there we
guys. Little technical issues.
Okay, yeah, getting back though.
All right, let's go back here. So basically, what we were saying is, Tiedemann has been shut down for the year in the minor leagues. And what that tells me is, okay, he's done. They're preserving him. They're not going to call him up at all, as we all expect.
And he did great too, yeah.
Right, and he had a great year. He had like a what did it say there? He had like a 2-something. Oh yeah, look for it. Yeah. And who isn't shut down is Nate Pearson, and he's pitching in single A right now. So what that tells me is that the management has a sprinkle of hope that maybe Nate Pearson can come maybe down the stretch, give some bullpen help. I don't think he'll make a postseason roster, even if he does, because he's barely played. But there's a sprinkle of hope. So what do you think about? Do you think Nate Pearson would have a spot in the bullpen even if he does come back?
No. I don't. I personally don't think so. I think that at this point, there's too many other guys. The fact that Zach Pop and Matt Gage still have not made this team, in my opinion, it's like you're behind both of those guys. When I think about players that need to come up and actually contribute to this team right now, like Nate Pearson, I wanted the best for you, man. But like Pat said, I haven't thought about you in months. I'm okay if I go the rest of the season without really actively thinking about you, to be completely honest.
And that's just it. Like, this guy hasn't thrown 100 yet this year, which means he's taken a little bit off to try and preserve his arm, hopefully.
Yeah.
He's pitched 5 times in probably single A.
Yeah.
Like an inning and a half each.
Yeah.
No, he's not coming up. No.
And whenever I do see, like, whatever, do you have his numbers there or no? Like his ERA.
So his
his
ERA
numbers can't be a whole lot. 5 games, right? Like
because I remember when what does it say?
Oh, not bad. 3.5 ERA over 7 2/3 innings.
Okay.
But like again, that's like the small sample size.
Yeah,
and remember,
nothing.
that's
Yeah.
not major leagues. That is a 3.5 ERA and probably single A or high A.
When is it time, or is it already time to say that Nate Pearson is basically the expectations for him is no longer major leaguer?
Yeah. No,
Is it now?
Oh, no longer major
Yeah,
leaguer.
we're not expecting him to be a major leaguer anymore. Is
Coming
there any
closer
it's
to
close.
possibility land? I
Big
think
bus.
I think truly, like at the beginning of the season, I would have said no. I mean, like the very least, bullpen arm. But that seems too far away now. It's honestly like at this point, I think what's going to go down with Nate Pearson is the only trajectory I see is like we continue to forget about him.
Yeah.
And then, it's like 1 August, 1 year from now in 2025, someone gets hurt and we're like, holy shit, Nate Pearson's on the team right now.
Right,
I haven't thought about this guy since 2022.
Right.
Like, what happened to him?
It's like, wow, remember him? Yeah, he's literally turning into that guy. And, like, I think next year, going into it, like, I don't think he's going to make the Major League roster this season. But if next season, I'm not going to think about it. And here's the thing. Like, management's already replacing him.
They've moved on.
They moved on. They've got Barrios. They've went out and signed guys. Manoah's blowing up. So it's like, well, that guy that Nate Pearson was supposed to be, we don't need him anymore.
No.
We don't need him. So we're good. We're good without him.
I mean, I would say like it's not impossible for a guy like that to come back. Like 26, that's not like crazy old. You see this happen all the time. Guys like come up really late in their careers. Like how old is Zach Pop? Right?
I guess
25,
24, something around there. Like just a bit.
Okay,
younger
fair
than,
enough. I was gonna say like some of these guys come up a lot later, and
Yeah, I think
it's nice.
I think the only reason why we're talking so heavily about Nate Pearson is the fact that he was a number 1 prospect.
Yeah, well, I mean that's just drives back the whole point of like when you can trade your prospects at their highest, trade them. So even if they hit, you got value for them.
You're right. You're not wrong.
Yeah. No, I do agree with that. Right. Like at the very thing, I think that we can all agree like. No top prospect pedigree at all anymore. Like,
It's not a prospect.
He's not a prospect
like
anymore.
if you end up starting a game in the major leagues, like I'd be
good for you.
Good for you.
I love how if you look through the years of this podcast, he's gonna be the ace. Okay, he's gonna try for the rotation. Okay, maybe he goes into the bullpen. Okay, if you play 1 game, then you made it.
I mean, I will be honest though. Like, how many other guys have that same roller coaster of events? Maybe there's a ton that we just don't hear about because I'm not privy to some of these other guys. Right? They don't make the media anymore on other teams. Like, I'm sure that other teams have that, but like, holy shit, like it's just horrible for this man.
Well, look at this. Metallic saying everyone forgot about Kyle Lewis because he's a Mariners fan. Shout out Metallic saying this. When he's up, everyone's like, wow, he's back. And then they see him play and how bad his knees are now. So when Nate Pearson's back, we're like, holy crap, wow. And then he just can't throw the ball for a strike.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, right? Like, you haven't, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, I feel bad for him, bro.
One of those guys where truly injury did derail you and mono among other things.
Yeah. That was he looked like he was going to come back, and then he got mono, and then he got injured, and then re-injured. That's so sad. That's so sad.
All bad. So yeah, I don't know if we can feel really hype about it, folks. Like it is what it is, but don't get your hopes up for Nate Pearson.
Yeah. So guys, also this is the Wine on Wine Q&A. So if you have any questions, now is the time to send them in. So send them in capital letters so that we can read it, we can easily see it, and then we'll read them off to the chat and talk about it. But before then, I know, Nick, you got a couple of topics that we want to discuss today.
Well, yeah, I definitely have a kind of a question for both of you guys and the chat as well. And I was seeing some people speculate on this, and I didn't actually read any of the articles at all because I wanted to go into this with my own fresh opinion on things and kind of discover it along with you guys. But we're now about, more than, I think a little bit more than a month, or about exactly a month from the trade deadline.
Okay,
And at that time, we made a video directly after the trade deadline talking about the winners and the losers, and we had the Yankees, like they won big right now.
Yep.
San Diego Padres, like they won big right now. And now that we're a month back and we have the benefit of hindsight, 2020. who was actually the biggest winner out of trade deadline, and who was actually the biggest loser out of that entire situation. Now that you can go back and look and say, like, holy shit, like, maybe Frankie Montas wasn't the guy that you needed.
I was going to say, the only two, like you just said them, Yankees, Padres, those are the only two that I can really remember, like, obviously Blue Jays, of course. But those are the only two that I can really remember and I can actively judge because, well, look at the San Diego Padres right now. Like, Josh Hader isn't the closer anymore.
No.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
He sucked.
He sucks.
He sucked.
Like, if you look at his like numbers by month, like
it's bad.
It's hilarious.
It's awful. Like, I have no idea what possibly happened. I don't know. Honest, I still think he's gonna rediscover himself maybe next year or something. Like, I'm not out on him or anything, but holy shit, like that was awful. And he started this season so good too.
He did.
He started this season
like you would expect.
So good.
Like you'd expect. And now what I am hearing though, based on looking at other media sources from San Diego, from other podcasts, is that apparently it's a mechanical issue. Like his arm angle is dropping a bit and like causing him to lose a bit more command. So it's a technical issue. It's a mechanical issue.
Right.
So, that's all I'm hearing. But other than that, like the other guys that got in the trade, Juan Soto. I mean, he's still Juan Soto. Right.
You still have one, so like that can't be an L. You know,
can't be lose on
and we
that.
can't necessarily blame the fact that your team isn't necessarily meeting expectations on you trading for Juan Soto. Like, I still think that was a great move.
Yeah.
Yep. I was gonna say a little sleeper for winner of the trade deadline would be the Orioles. They sold and somehow got better.
That's true.
That's
true.
I don't understand the logic, but you can't argue with the results.
Literally,
right?
like it's insanity, right? Like same with the Dodgers. They like honestly didn't do too much and just went on a tear.
Yeah.
It's hard to call them a winner when they didn't do anything, but they're winning.
But at the same point, like maybe that was the right choice. Like you didn't need to go out and do anything, right? Like you could afford to sell freaking Mitch White to us.
Yeah.
Which at the time I was like, what? Why would you ever do that?
Why would you? Well, Mitch White's had two really bad outings.
He's had some too bad outings. Maybe they saw the writing on the wall. I don't know. But realistically, it's like you just don't need them.
You don't need them
because you're always going 9-1 your last 9 anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Also, Metallic saying Cardinals Mets. And the Cardinals are some pretty big winners, I'd say. They got Montgomery, got rid of Hader, who was injured, and Montgomery has been fantastic for them. Like that is the guy that they needed. Yeah. Because their pitching was good, but that just brought them to another level.
Yeah, and I feel like I can't remember.
Oh, Bader is what you said.
Bader.
Yeah, sorry, I thought you said Hader. I was like, what? No, Bader. You meant Bader.
Yeah. I can't remember, but I do think that they went out and they did one or two other things as well. Because like I remember they were in on everyone, and then they missed out on some of the big boys.
Yeah.
But to their benefit, like they did pick up a few other smaller guys, which I'm forgetting right now, but. Obviously working out, like they are now locked in as the number one team in their division, so good on them. Like they're definitely a winner for sure.
Absolutely.
And the Mets, because Metallic brings up the Mets, like I don't remember the Mets doing a whole lot.
Doing anything.
But once again, same argument. It's like, well, it wasn't really broken in the first place, so why do you go crazy and fix it?
I think they traded away J.D. Davis. And they got someone else in return. But I remember it was a very like minor trade that like was like bench trading, so it was like really didn't mean much.
Quintana, right?
Yes.
So the Cardinals went in and got Quintana, right? Yep. Yeah.
So Quintana, they got a reliever as well.
Oh, perfect.
Reliever, Montgomery, Quintana, just
That's
literally
good.
fill up because they're
literally
just stacked.
Literally just dudes to fill in the pieces.
Yeah. I like that.
No, they're a little bit scary for sure, man.
I'm honestly St. Louis Cardinals. I have being up there as one of the favorites right now for me.
Wow, you just reminded me, man. Before the season started, remember we had those like bet credits?
Yep.
I made that World Series bet on the Cardinals that got erased.
Yeah. And I checked the other day. It got erased.
I was like, it's
ridiculous. Like, I think it got erased for me too.
It was $10, and it would have been like $225 or something.
I think it was like $250. Yeah.
$250. Like,
it was insanity.
God, like, I'm feeling so good right now.
Yeah, like you're looking at it now, and you're like, holy crap, like. 1 in 8 shot at least, right? Like feeling pretty solid about that.
Like I would say, well, let's talk about that. Who are before we talk about the change subjects, I just want to answer Sus Slurpees. Are you guys streaming the game tonight? We are not streaming the game tonight. We actually have a football fantasy draft. This league's been going on for like 5-6 years, so cannot miss it. So unfortunately, but we'll be live Sunday.
Yeah, actually,
me and Nick have a draft. Adam does not.
I missed my first 2 rounds and a 4th. It's okay. We'll still be in it.
I was actually another one of my questions, and then this is also for you, and mainly you though, because I knew that you were coming, and you're obviously the bet guy here. But at this point in the season, and we can pull them up too. I don't know if they have them updated, but maybe you can bring up Bet.
I could find them for sure. Yeah.
at this point in the season, with what the World Series odds are at now, is there any value there, do you think? Like, is there any one that you're like, holy crap,
yeah, let's
really
take a look.
Because I know
exactly
with the Blue Jays,
I'll pull it up right
the Blue
now.
Jays
We'll discuss.
were obviously going to be too high, I think. I probably wouldn't bet on them.
I would never bet on
they
us
were
in the
always
World
too.
Series.
Even preseason, remember the Jays were like
Number
the second highest odds.
right behind the Dodgers. How
Which
silly
was
is
like-
that? Never would I have bet.
I liked seeing it, but I didn't want to put money on it.
Yeah,
No, exactly.
You just can't possibly do it, you know?
Like that is so silly.
I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. I don't think that we're the
haven't
second best team.
seen a World Series team yet this year.
No, me either.
No. Okay. So yeah, what do you got there? Pat?
Cardinals are still plus 1,800. That's not bad. You know, not what we got it at originally, but still
That's
very
still
good.
good.
Braves plus 850. I like as a lot as well.
Wow.
We're down to plus 2,200.
Yeah, that
I
seems
mean,
right.
What,
Yeah.
what is
Right.
that in relation to everyone else? Like how? Like
That
Yeah,
would be
what's the
about
top?
like ninth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 9. So Dodgers are number 1, plus 300,
Yeah,
which
that makes sense.
isn't even that bad, to be honest. Dodgers plus 300.
I get that.
Astros 375, Mets 450, Yankees 500 still, but they slipped to 4th, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Braves 5th, Cardinals 6th, Rays 7th. So Rays and Cardinals are the same odds at plus 1,800, and Mariners actually, they're all plus 1,800.
Wow.
Then Jays and Padres are tied, Phillies, Brewers, Guardians, and then we get in like crazy odds.
Phillies, I like too. What's their odds?
Plus 2,500, just below us.
That's
I'd
not
consider
bad.
betting
I
on
could
the
bet on the
Phillies.
Phillies.
Yeah.
If you're just looking for a big return,
If you're
like,
actually just looking for a big, like, hey, I like these odds, then I
Yeah.
do think so. I made a
Yeah.
video room,
I like
and
the
I
pot
have to
odds
edit
on
it
that.
still. But I made a video room on the Philadelphia Phillies literally today, and that's going to come out in a few days, guys. I don't know whenever I get a chance to edit it, but basically talking about how it's like, in the, over the course of the season, we think about their team, you always think about, holy crap, they have such a bad bullpen. Now their bullpen is ranked 8th or 9th in ERA in the whole season.
yeah,
Their offense over the last month has been top 5.
ridiculous.
They're getting
Yeah.
Bryce Harper back now. He hasn't missed a single beat. They're getting Zach Wheeler back. They have this guy named Ranger Suarez.
Oh,
Didn't
yeah.
even know.
Yeah.
He's blown up.
Yeah.
This guy's fucking going crazy. Nola's good. Wheeler's back. Syndergaard's been better since he got
Nice.
traded. They're a fucking good
They're
team right
good.
now.
They're good. I like them, and I'm happy for them. They need to make playoffs. I feel bad.
Yeah, well, I like them.
I
See,
don't really feel bad, but like, yeah.
Like I feel bad
They
for the
do.
last like 10 years.
They
you
got
know?
it. They got it.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, I mean, they've been trying for so long, and
Yep.
it's like, imagine us. Like, if we keep trying, we can't make playoffs. Like, I would feel like shit.
Well, don't count your chickens yet, man. We're
I
not
just
quite
don't
at
feel
50.
bad when teams like, for instance, like they went out and they signed Bryce Harper, and it's like you paid up all this money. Like I don't feel bad for you, bought your team, but like they didn't really. So
Yeah, I mean, they
I think I just
bought
have
a-
residual
guys,
feelings from
too.
previously.
They bought a guy.
We
You know?
bought a guy.
Like we bought guys.
We bought George Springer.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, we bought. Yeah, hypocrite.
Yeah, like I said, this is all residual feelings from previous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think my best bet would be probably Braves plus 850. I like that, but I don't know. You guys are on Phillies, eh?
I like the
I like
Phillies
the
just for
Braves.
like crazy return. Like I
Yeah.
like the Phillies probably just as much as I like the Mariners maybe, like around the same sort of level. Like I like the Phillies more than I like us, if I'm being completely
Oh yeah,
honest.
I like the Phillies more than I like us.
So I think that's just good odds.
Yeah, that's
at that
fair.
point.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think I'm gonna win.
No.
But if we're just looking for value right now, then sure.
Yeah, like if the Phillies won the World Series, it'd be like, whoa. Like everyone would be taken off guard. Like,
Mhm.
well, it's kind of like the Braves last year coming out of nowhere. Like, holy
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, exactly.
Right?
Like good second half, and it's like holy shit.
Yeah.
Like I guess we really need to look at them for sure.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, I do like 850, and I still think that the Cardinals at 1800. That seems again like value.
Yeah, that still
Yeah.
seems like good
Yeah.
value.
It does seem really good.
Any of the top end guys jump out to you? Dodgers plus 300, Mets plus 450.
That's plus 450 is not horrible.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I honestly, I like even though they're the number one, I do like the Dodgers 300. I do think maybe 1 in 3 times they'll win the World Series this year.
Yeah,
They're
it's
just that
possible.
good.
It is. They are that elite. So that is possible for sure.
Oh my god. Also, there is a question coming in here from Hunnit Bands Foot. Shout out Hunnit Bands Foot for the question saying, do you think Alec Manoah will get over 9.5 pitch count? And honestly, no. If I'm gonna bet on it, if it's a 1-for-1 odd, no.
Well, 9.5 pitch count, absolutely.
Oh, 99.
That's what I was
Sorry.
saying, yeah.
99.5. But yeah, no. Nah.
You don't think he hits 100? I guess we just never do that
we
anymore,
just
eh?
barely do it. The only reason you would let him go over 100 pitches in a game is if we're either up by a lot. Yeah, we have to be up by a decent amount. He's got to be at like 84, 85, and then like have like a big inning where he eventually gets over 100. Rarely when I see him like around the 90 mark, they just take him out.
They take
right
him
away.
out. They take him out right away. Yeah, even if you have like 85 sometimes, and you come out of the inning, they'll take you out.
It's usually when it's a close game too. If we're up by a decent amount, they'll let him go. But when it's close, they just go to the bullpen.
Why do we do that?
Strategy, I guess. I don't know.
Why?
I feel like they're trying to preserve his arm, right?
That's also
It's
true.
his first full season, mornings he's ever pitched any stage of his career.
That's
I don't think it's just Alec though. Like I feel like Schneider and specifically, I see that storyline more often than not. People coming out like when I would say maybe a bit early, and I'm not gonna pull hairs here. Like I like our bullpen now, so it's no big deal. But it does feel like he
more
has
strategy,
a quick,
I guess. Could be more strategy, yeah.
But I think Pat's right though. It is August, September time. You want to preserve. You don't want to get anyone getting injured or too tired. Like you got to preserve them because then come postseason, it's I don't care. You are pitching
You'll
until
pitch 200 pitches. If
exactly.
If you're dealing, you're pitching.
Yeah.
However,
honestly.
that has changed in recent years. Like last postseason, I saw way too many guys, elite dudes. Max Scherzer go 5 innings.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, now it's time. Third time through the order. It's time.
But like
to throw the bullpen.
that's different though, because that's number one, third time through the order, and that's also because Max Scherzer is going to pitch on short rest.
That's true. And they're gonna need to double him up.
Yeah.
Do you remember
Which also we might have to.
Oh yeah.
Who was our freaking guy in the 2 seasons going postseason, and he was dealing, and Charlie took him out, and everyone lost. Their shit. What was his name?
Matt Shoemaker.
Was that who it was?
Oh wow, that's
Matt
a throwback. That's a throwback.
Dude,
yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, we only had him for like 1.5, right?
Yeah. Dude, he was destroyed. It was 3 clean innings, and he took him out, and Matt was getting pissed in the dugout.
Yeah.
And then we lost.
Yeah, he was dicing, and he pulled him just like he said he was going to. Like he did stick to his game plan.
Yeah.
And I guess if that's the game plan, like rain or shine, like you do it. But
I just think
still, like he was dominant right there.
Yeah, that's where like Charlie Montoyo, like that's where I thought I fucking hated that man because like literally Can you not see what's happening right now? He looks good. He's throwing well. It's not like he was like losing velo or he looked like hurt. He looked great. He was healthy because he was coming back from an injury. So it's like, and he's dominating. It's the fucking postseason. Yeah. Keep him in there, man. Our bullpen was horrible too. Like, oh, it was ridiculous.
No idea where Matt Shoemaker is now. Couldn't even tell you.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, no idea. Yeah. Guys, hit us with some questions in the chat if you have any. Now we're how long are we now? A month away from postseason?
About a month.
Yeah. Which almost exactly, yeah.
At this point, another one of my questions that I had for you guys in the chat as well. At this time, now that we can look back, kind of evaluate the entire season, probably the standings are going to stay relatively the same as they are right now. What's been the biggest, or which team, excuse me, in your opinion, has been the biggest surprise this year? You can interpret that
whole
how
season?
You will.
Like over the whole season?
For the whole season long. What team, when you look at this right now, has been the biggest surprise? You know, that could be a disappointment, obviously, in the negatory. That could be a positive. But a lot of surprising teams doing some lot of surprising shit.
Well, I'll take the easy one then and say Orioles. Because remember I made that video last year? I made this video, I don't know if anyone watched it, where I was like, top 5 worst managers. Which of these guys going to get fired first?
Yeah.
And I think 3 of them got fired.
Yeah.
Woodward, right? Montoyo.
Montoyo got fired. Girardi get fired? Did you put Girardi in there?
No, I did. Actually, only 2 of them because I put Russa, and then I put Brandon Hyde, and then what's his name? The Black, the Rockies manager.
Oh yeah.
Can't remember.
He didn't get fired, did he?
No.
I don't think so. But yeah, so I literally thought they were like gonna be once again bottom 3, and here they are in the hunt. So
I'm gonna have to go with you on that. The Baltimore Orioles have been the biggest surprise. You know, they got hot recently. You know, and they're still hot. And I thought they were gonna cool down. I was like, oh, this is just a moment for them. This is just a moment. They're gonna collapse. Yeah. They haven't. So is it now time to start saying that the Baltimore Orioles are a legit team? Like, are they legit?
Well,
I don't
I mean,
know. I wouldn't go as far like what do you use?
like if we're talking a playoff
they're
team,
a
I don't know,
contending
but
team. Like they're good enough to be amongst contenders now. Like looking at paper, I'd say no.
Maybe.
But they keep winning. How are they doing this? You know?
Well, their pitching has been surprisingly good too.
Yeah.
Like they got a few pitchers that like I've been looking at and I've been avoiding in matchups.
Yeah.
Specifically, yeah.
No, like when we were face them, we're gonna face them again. We have a doubleheader Monday and then a game Tuesday, Wednesday. Looking at their rotation, I'm like, okay, that's a 3 ERA. That's a 3 ERA. Like this guy's got a 4 and a 5, but their bullpen has been one of the best in baseball.
Yeah, their bullpen's been incredible.
And then they sell one of their bullpen guys, and then they have a new closer who's
Felix, my boy, Felix Batista. Yeah, he's unreal.
Batista's a beast.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
Like what the heck? So I gotta give it to them. They belong in the contender group. They're a contender for me now.
Yeah.
I had this thought like back in 2020, like I saw moments of the Baltimore Orioles being elite, and then I was like, I had expectations for 2021 for them to like make another step, and they didn't. Then I kind of forgot about them, but here's the next step.
Right.
This is huge.
This is a 2 steps
This is
right
two
here.
steps.
This is like multiple, like
Yeah.
you've jumped in. Now coming into next year, I have to look at you completely differently.
Yeah.
I don't know what their win total was on, Bet365 or anything, but I have to imagine that they probably almost hit it. If there's a month left of baseball, I wouldn't be surprised if they hit it. The season-long win total,
Yeah.
right? If it was like 66.5, they probably got it already. So
Yeah, like they're sitting at 69 right now.
69 Ws. They're one W away from us.
Wow.
You want to hear what it was?
What?
It was 62.5 was the
Wow.
preseason.
They smashed it.
Wow.
They smashed it. There's a month left of baseball. They're annihilating it right
Yeah,
now.
that's crazy.
And if you would have asked me at the beginning of the season, I would have been like,
Yeah.
63 wins.
I feel like I maybe I'm just biased from now, like seeing how good they are, but I feel like I might have said like slightly over, like 66, 60, because I thought they'd get better. Call up some of their guys, see what's up. 68 wins? Nope, they already beat that.
Actually, yeah, I would have been with you going over slightly because they had a few young guys that were starting to break out, like Mountcastle and Mullins. And,
Yeah.
But no.
But we would have looked at that pitching staff and said, "Holy mother of God!" That
was the
is
problem.
Yeah.
Like we are going to not like Toronto Blue Jays are going to score 10 on you on average.
Yeah.
What we would have said.
Now we have a 4-game series coming up, and I'm nervous.
I'm a little
nervous.
Now I'm like, hey, well, like let's get 2.
We only have one more win than them.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
One more W than the Baltimore Orioles. Yeah, I do agree. Like, they're definitely very, very surprising. I also think, like, for me personally, the Chicago White Sox have been a horrible disappointment, and that has been a surprise. If, again, I said this to Adam Pat the other day, or a little while ago.
Yeah.
Had you asked me, can you bet your life on any team to win their division at the beginning of the season?
Yeah.
Thinking about divisions. I
I would've
probably
said
would have
the
said
White
White Sox,
Sox.
right? Because you think about every other division, and it's like there are question marks right here.
I actually I'd also bet on the Houston
Maybe
Astros.
Houston
Yeah,
Astros.
they're
That's
pretty
possible. It's
dominant.
possible. But you 9 times out of 10, like it's like White Sox like have to win this fucking thing. This is that 10th time right now that it's like everything is going wrong. Russa has to go. The young guys aren't putting up right now. The pitcher Giolito is like bad at baseball right now.
Yeah.
It's like he's not good.
I'm gonna drop this guy in fantasy.
Absolutely,
He's fucking
you should.
horrible.
He's bad now, right?
Yeah.
He had a one hit wonder. He was
Yeah.
great,
Yeah.
and now it's fallen off completely.
Ever since Sticky.
Yeah, I was gonna say he might have been a product of that.
Yep. Ever
Yeah.
since the Sticky, he's been horrible.
Yeah,
Look at
I
the
think
numbers.
you're right. White Sox definitely are below expectations.
Way below.
Like,
way
I
below.
remember,
the
like,
most.
I remember thinking
below
about when we were in the off season. We're looking at all the moves, and we're like, they don't need to make many moves, and maybe add like one arm in the pen, and then that's it. And that's it. In fact, they traded away Kimbrel. Granted, he's bad now.
Yeah.
But they traded him away. And they're like, we don't need him. I was like, they're that good.
Yeah.
Nope, horrible. They're
Well,
third.
what you just looked up Baltimore Orioles? What was their win total?
I just saw it. White Sox was.
I'm guessing
Probably
like 92 and a half or something, right?
It was 91 and a half.
91 and a
crap.
half. 92 W's for
They're not
them.
going to hit it. They're
No,
at
of course
65.
not.
Definitely
Yeah.
not. Not even
They're not
close.
gonna- they just- there's not enough games left to hit it.
No.
Even if they went 100, like
Again,
five,
yeah, they've won all their games. They
there's
couldn't.
not enough games to hit it. No, they will not hit their over under.
No.
Sorry for those over betters. Like they fucked up this year,
Yeah.
and they're probably not gonna make playoffs because of it.
Wow.
What do you think's up with Tony La Russa? You guys seen he's been away
Oh,
from the
yeah.
team.
I think I literally made an entire video room on
Did
him.
you on that? Did you release it already or?
Yeah, well, not what is the most recent things that's come out about about him?
He's
like heart problems.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know much about that, but like I think honestly, like he's probably a really, really old man, like dealing with some like health issues right now, and like his brain is probably not super, you know.
You see the one where he fell asleep mid-game?
Oh yeah.
And did you see the one where a fan called out and he claimed?
Oh yeah.
He claimed afterwards. He was like, "Oh, I didn't hear him." He totally.
No, 100%. He was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, I was like, "Oh shit, I shouldn't do that."
So for those who don't know, there was a runner on second. I think it was either winning run or go ahead run or tying or whatever it was. And a fan in the front row, right behind home plate, was like, "Hey, put in a guy. I don't know his name. Angle. Put an angle." And then Tony Russa turns, hears it, comes out of the dugout, and points and gets angle.
Yeah, like it was, and then he claimed afterwards. It's like, no, like that guy can think that, but I didn't hear it. Like, of course you fucking heard it. Like,
it's on video.
I watched you hear it, guys.
Dude, and it's funny, like, I mean, you know how many times he claims, like, oh, when it was a 1-2 count, I walked him. He's like, well, of course, that's the obvious decision there. Like, anyone who thinks otherwise is wrong. It's like, there's 2 strikes. Why would you intentionally walk someone? Why would you do that? That's stupid.
At this point, I posted out that video room like a few weeks ago, Pat. Actually did very, very well. Got like 20,000 views or something. And it was all these
a lot of angry White Sox fans.
All these White Sox fans commenting, being like he fucked us. Like, he's got to go. Like, he has no idea what's going on anymore. I truly believe, and I apologize to Tony Russa if that's not the case, but it feels like you are a senile old man right now who is far past the times that you should be working in anything. Job, let alone an MLB manager position.
Yeah, no, it's kind of messed up. Isn't it kind of crazy that they let people like and Tony Russa, I hope he gets better. You know, shout out to his health and hopefully, you know, he's safe. And
well, probably better for him that he's away from the stresses of fucking.
Get out! It's probably killing him, literally. You know, so like it's crazy that you put people who are nearing the end of their life in such high leverage stress roles. It's insane. It's insane to me. Get some young guns. Get some young gun managers like the NFL.
Yeah.
Hiring like 30-year-olds.
Literally, hire 30-year-old guys who are capable of running a team. Oh, anyways, but hopefully Tony feels better.
You want to take this bow question?
Yeah,
I was talking about the bow extension. What's Bow's extension going to be?
Oh, yeah, shout out Adrian. Thank you for that. What extension does Bo get? At this rate?
1 second. Just pause for 1 second. I just had to look this up. Tony La Russa has been managing ball teams from the 1970s.
It's time to go, bro.
Like,
you're done.
Like, in the 1970s, this guy was a manager of teams. Wait,
50 years?
Hold up. No, I'm totally wrong. His MLB career has spanned from 1963 to now.
Oh my God.
So he was a player?
I think he was a player, wasn't he? Had to have been.
He's the former manager of St. Louis Cardinals, Oakland Athletics. He was a manager for 33 years, so I guess he must have been yes, he was a player. He was horrible. He had a batting average of 199. But to put it in perspective, he has managed over 5,000 games. Well over 5,000 games.
He doesn't even know where he is anymore.
No, that's too much baseball. That's too much fucking baseball.
I
like baseball, but like that's way too much.
How could you focus
baseball.
on anything 5,000 times in a row at your job? Like
I can't watch 5,000 baseball games. That's too many fucking games. To call that amount? No. Can't happen.
It's not even watching. Like you have to like literally be actively involved. It's not like I can make dinner while watching.
Yeah,
like I can make dinner and watch 5,000 games, but
yeah.
you know,
No,
like,
you gotta call this shit.
He's sleeping. He's sleeping.
That's messed up.
He's that bored.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Sorry. The question was what?
Adrian's asking, what extension does Bo get? Well, and
assuming that he gets extended right now, or assuming that he gets
like
extended?
what extension does he get?
I'm also okay like not giving my input on this because I don't even know, man.
Dude, at this point, I was gonna say was I was throwing out there. I don't even know if he gets an extension. I think we wait. I think we gotta wait a bit. We gotta wait.
I'm not comfortable paying him tons and tons of money, right?
I don't want to.
And also too,
he also might want to go to arbitration.
Well,
he might.
Yeah, right. Like, how does that after the season that he had? Just picture this, right? Like, if you're the manager, you're Bo Bichette. Like, how does that interaction go down? Like, hey, Bo, like, kind of a down year, right? Like, want to get paid now for your services after that bad year that you just had? Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know how this conversation goes. Like, I'm not excited about it anymore. Like, are you excited about it anymore, right? It's like, I feel like he's got to perform. The team's got to be super excited about it. Be like, hey, we got to lock you down right now. Let's get it done,
Yeah, I think the
the
conversation has shifted now. Preseason it was, we're having talks about it. When's it going to get done? Okay, we're going to wait another year. Well, now you're kind of screwing yourself, Bo. You should have signed that deal. You should have. I would have gladly gave you lowest, and there was lots of talks of him maybe even getting $300 million, $250 million.
Oh, yeah.
There was last season. I was like, oh yeah, take it.
Uh-huh.
Now I think the conversation is that would be good on both sides. As manager goes, or Ross Atkins goes, all right, here's an arbitration offer. Bo wants it, and he needs to prove himself because he wants to get that money back. And we got to see it, right? So it's an arbitration year.
Yeah.
I don't think an extension comes within the next year.
No,
Absolutely.
No, it can't possibly. Do that.
All right, there's your answer.
There it is.
No, I don't think. And at this rate, dude, it's like if he enters free agency, if he was to do this for like 3 or 4 more years, be the way that he is right now, enter free agency, it's like I have no idea what you're gonna.
I don't even know. You might.
Someone will overpay him if he was, but like.
Yeah,
someone will.
Like if he's a 750 OPS guy, let's say for the rest until it's a UFA, like. Yeah, someone will pay him because he's young and athletic. Someone will pay him like close to $100 million deal. Depends on what it is.
That could honestly be shades of like Grichuk as a young gun. You remember?
Oh no.
Because like he was like originally like highly touted. Like
Yeah.
pretty sure he had an 800 OPS for his like first couple years.
He did.
Then became like a 750 guy. Then we got him.
Yeah.
We paid him, but like not as much as he would have wanted to.
Right.
And then he was just that for the rest of his career.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I don't want that.
I don't want him to be
I don't
rich.
want that.
Oh, right? Like it sucks to think about, but like
It's possible. It's very well. The biggest comparison I can give to Bo Bichette is like Javier Baez.
Yeah.
From the
and
shortstop.
I fucking hate that.
exactly. And he still got paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He did.
So
Yeah.
That's what I see him. That's what I see him being.
Yeah.
And I don't want to pay him. I don't want
No,
to pay him.
no. No.
At this point, then, like everything that's been considered about the Blue Jays, we're 1 game up from the Baltimore Orioles right now, which is kind of fucked up. Has this season been a disappointment?
So far, yeah. I think I had higher expectations. I had at least being secure second spot in the AL, like leading in the wild card, like having a good healthy lead. It's too close for comfort for me. So a bit of a disappointment.
How many W's would have been?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's definitely disappointing because we lose to all the shit teams and we don't win when we should.
Yeah, we're not consistent, right? That I think is disappointing for me. It's like I'm seeing an inconsistent, still young team.
The season's not playing out like how I thought it was going to.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna take another step. Vlad would. I thought there was gonna be a regression from Vlad. This is a bit lower in my expectations. Big regressions from Bo. However, there's other players I'm really happy about, like Manoah and Kirk. Those guys are big breakouts. But overall, the team is just inconsistent. You know, so it's just that's the big letdown for me. What about you?
Yeah, I think it's definitely been a disappointment. I think that I will say, and I remember in this offseason, I think that Blue Jays community and Blue Jays fans were a little bit too high on the team than I was. I remember having a little bit of more of a cynical approach, wanting them to do better, but also recognizing it's like, hey, we didn't make playoffs with a Cy Young and 2 guys that hit
top
over
3 MVPs.
Yeah, two guys that hit, were MVP, and we lost our Cy Young and we lost our MVP and we lost some other guys as well. So, I mean, coming into this year, I was like, if we can replicate what we did last year, I'd be happy with that because you have to imagine that 91 wins in a extended playoff format would probably get the job done. Yeah. But we haven't even done that. We haven't done that. And I knew it was going to be a tall task, but you had to ask for those breakouts. You had to ask for those improvements from some guys. That hasn't happened. In fact, the opposite's happened for a few dudes. I mean, like you said, Bo Bichette, like that's got to be a lot better. I mean, I obviously love Kirk and everything like that, but even George Springer, for instance, is having a bit of a down year for as far as George Springer goes, and Tio and a bunch of other dudes. So.
It's funny they're actually just comparing Vlad's 2021 to 2022 right now, and
that's funny.
It is less.
Oh, 100%.
Less. It's definitely a lot.
Slightly down from everyone, but it's weird too. Like I think our number one thing was bullpen. We didn't address the bullpen in the offseason. That was my biggest hang up.
Right.
And
go ahead.
now our bullpen's pretty solid. And it's just all the bats that are just kind of underwhelming.
Yeah, the bullpen actually
If you
has
would
been
have said
solid.
if you would have said that Espinal was going to be an all-star, Kirk was going to be an all-star, Vlad was going to be an all-star, like, oh, maybe Tio's not, but, like, I'm sure Tio's going to do good. I'm sure Springer's going to do good.
Right.
And we're still losing all these games? It's just happening in weird ways.
It is. Granted, all-stars are actually, like, I feel like all-stars mean, oh, wow, you're frozen, kind of. That's weird. Want to flip back to you real quick? Just want to see. Oh, what the That's just gross. Alright, well, that's fun.
That's a good one, eh?
I mean, if we just did that, we could just have you call in for any
Yeah, they'll never know.
Yeah, that's funny. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah.
Just
Oh, right, the
team
expectation
sucking,
breakout. Yeah, I mean, bit of a letdown, but I'm still hopeful that we're going to make postseason. If we make postseason, then result for me, look, regular season is cool. My expectation is still make postseason. If we don't make postseason, it is overall a big letdown, a disappointment.
You might be happy then, because I was looking at my last question that I kind of prepared was Fangraphs seems to really freaking love us. They love us a lot, guys. They love us so much. The Blue Jays have a 90.7% chance right now to make playoffs. According to them, 90.7%. So basically 91% chance to make playoffs.
There's no numbers to quantify what this team does. Like once a month.
Whereas the Orioles, they have a 10% chance to make playoffs.
So dumb.
So dumb. What are your feelings on that? I mean, I think Adam's already saying it. And how would what is a more realistic sort of number for both squads then? If we're 91 and they're 10 and we're only 1.5 games apart right now.
70-30 more like.
70-30, yeah. I'd say. I do think it's about a 70.
It does feel good that they gave us that vote of confidence, but
90,
I don't believe it.
90's too confident.
Like 90's like, okay, we're pretty much like, unless we have some major fucking meltdowns, like we're gonna do this like very often.
Curious now.
What's
I'm still stuck.
The Yankees gotta be like 99 or some crap. No.
I think the Yankees might have been 100 actually. I can pull it up just for right here, but I think.
We got Davey Boy saying I put us maybe at a 65. That also feels good too. I mean, it feels not good, but right. It feels right.
Yeah, Yankees are at a 100% chance, so I guess it's just like they.
Yeah,
I think it's statistically possible for them to still do it, but it's got to be so hard that it's 100.
It's basically, you literally have to lose every game.
And then you also need multiple other teams to be like winning every game.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're 100% chance. We're 90.7. That's ahead of the Rays at 88.8.
Who
Don't
are
understand.
ahead of us by
We're ahead
2
of us.
games or 3 games?
Yeah.
At least 2 games ahead of us.
Let's see, they are 2 games.
Yeah, so that doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make
at all.
make any sense
And
at
like,
all.
which team knows how to win hard ball games? Us or the Rays?
The team that's been actually really good for the last like 3-4 years, or this team that's inconsistent and hasn't made playoffs?
Like more than 3 and 4 years, even like.
And it's weird because I look at everything else and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Like a 54% chance for the Guardians, a 44% chance for the Twins. A 97% chance for the Mariners. I guess that's a little high.
That is pretty. Again, hype. It's all just like
a lot of hype there. A lot of hype.
Fangraphs just takes like player projections and like what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Because that's what we are as the Toronto Blue Jays. If everyone was just doing what they're supposed to do every freaking day, we'd have a great team.
Totally.
But they're not, and that's why it's disappointing. Going back to that, like, upsetting.
Yep. Expectations not being met.
All right. Well, we got a few more minutes left before we hop off. How about we take a quick look at the lineup for tonight? And give her a little game predicts. For what is going on with the boys this evening. Taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. They suck.
They do.
We're better than that. I can tell you right now. They are a disappointment. We should be better than them.
They're even a disappointment for what they had expectations for this year.
Totally. You want to read off the lineup, Pat?
Yep. So number 1, we got George Springer back in the field. We got Vladdy DH, Tio left field, Kirk at cleanup.
Wow, interesting. They're putting Tio up in the 3 spot today. Okay. I guess. Oh no, Lord. Okay.
Yeah. Then you got Bo in the number 5 spot, Chapman 6, Biggio 7. Interesting. Espinal 8, and Jackie Bradley Jr. in right field at the 9 spot. What do we think, guys?
Well, I mean, if Tio's wants to be elite TO. Like he hit a homer the other night. That was really cool. He's been trying to come out of a slump right now, but if he's elite TO, that's cool. I still like Kirk in the 3 spot. Again, I'm just being a picky little butthole, but that's.
I think
I would flip them too.
Yeah.
I think I would flip them.
I just flip them.
Hopefully it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it just shouldn't. Like at the end of the day, it's like how could you possibly predict that batting Kirk 1 spot ahead of Hernandez? It's possible. It's possible. You never know. But it's cool.
Bichette
I guess
hit.
maybe you want to get Kirk to drive in some more runs. So.
I was gonna say Bichette hits the longest home run of all time
Oh
yesterday,
my
and they move
God.
him up 2 spots.
Yeah, we watched that. He destroyed
That was
the
insane.
baseball.
Like that's the
Second
first
half.
time I've ever seen Cavan be like, I know where this ball's going, and just clobber it.
He clobbered the
I've
baseball.
never seen him
I'm not
swing
gonna
with that
say
much
on.
authority before.
Yeah, I think that was probably the furthest home run I've seen him. It's like he
Literally,
connects,
yeah.
he can connect, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's tall. He should have the power.
Yeah,
Just
and
he doesn't
he's got,
choose
like,
to.
Yeah, he's got one of those like lefty golf swings, and like kind of like Freddie Freeman, so it was low enough where like he just destroyed it.
What about can we look at the Pittsburgh Pirates lineup? This ought to be a joke.
Yep, sure we
Alright.
can find it.
Let's see how many players we actually know. This will be fun.
Yeah, I'm not okay. Over under on players that you know at 3.5.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll say over. I think I'm gonna. I think.
What do you mean by no?
Like I've heard of them before. you
Oh,
know?
okay, like you just heard their name get tossed around.
Yeah, like I'm aware of who they are. And, yeah.
I'm not looking at it. I'm gonna
I
say.
think over then too,
Yeah.
3.5. You know.
Okay, fine. I'll take over. Let's
Okay.
move that line to like 4.5. I think that'd be more reasonable.
4.5 would be hard. Yeah. In that case, I'll say under. I'm gonna say.
I'll still
You
go
think that you
over
know-
on 4.5.
Yeah, I think I'll know.
So I think I know who should be in the lineup.
I'm gonna say over, but let's see. I'm not
Yeah.
confident with
Okay.
4.5.
Okay.
Oh no.
I know.
Oh no.
I know O'Neal Cruz.
Okay, we know O'Neal Cruz. We
Yeah.
know Brian Reynolds.
I do not
I don't
know
know.
Rodolfo Castro.
No.
Never
I've heard of
that
him.
guy.
I have heard of him.
Oh yeah.
I don't know
Okay.
much
Okay.
about him.
Respect.
We know Cabrian Hayes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know Jack Sawinski.
Don't know
Michael
that guy.
Chavez. We know him. So
Oh,
that's one,
Chavez.
two,
Yeah, no
three.
Chavez.
All right, I hit my
Oh,
spot.
Tyler
Oh,
Heineman.
Heineman. That's
Okay.
Heineman.
Okay.
There we
So
go.
I know 5. I do know
1,
5.
2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, I know 5.
I know 5.
Wow.
Anyone know Tusipita Marcano?
No
Nope.
idea. No idea.
Nope.
That is.
Nope. Kyle Mitchell, no idea.
Yeah, Rodolfo,
I
don't even know this guy.
Sawinski, Cal Mitchell, Tucapita, Johan. Oh, I know none of them.
Sus Slurpery saying you know 7. Nice. How many did you get, Pat? 6?
I got 6.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I know 5. I literally know 5.
Oh, that's all I know.
Well,
However, on O'Neal Cruz, I will say, like, that's exciting for them. Like, that's a superstar in the making.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Really good for them.
I mean, he's literally hitting baseball.
I'm a
It's
big
like,
Brian Reynolds
good
fan
luck,
too.
man.
Like,
Ryan Reynolds is a good player, too. Yeah.
shout out to Jordan N for noticing my hat and getting angry as well.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Jordan.
Come on, we're fantasy
Fantasy
football
football,
draft today.
yeah.
I threw on the Green Bay Packers t-shirt
Yeah.
just to feel the football vibes. So
Yeah,
it is what it is.
exactly.
Guys, let us know in the comments down below what you thought about everything that we chatted about today.
Oh,
Um,
sorry. There we go.
There you go. Let us know in the comments down below about everything that we chatted about today. Nate Pearson, the freaking disappointing teams, Blue Jays, surprises, everything. Also, some bets that you have going on for the World Series. That would be really cool. I might have to put some money down on the Phillies. That feels like the right way to go.
Feels like the right way.
Feels like the right way to go, folks. Any finishing thoughts, boys?
Actually, I'll answer Ratchet's question right here real quick. Overall, how would you rate Chapman's season? And rating it, let's give him grades. I'd give him a B+.
I was gonna go B+.
B+.
as well.
I was gonna go A-. That's about what I expected from him.
Yeah, I probably expected, well, his power is coming back. We'll see. He probably could. Let's have a chance to hit 30 home runs. It's there if he goes on a bit of a stretch.
Actually, I
And
made a
defense
bet with a
is-
coworker that he'd hit 30 home runs, so I hope he does.
So if he hits 30 home runs, that's what I was expecting. And then his defense has been a little bit less than it was last year, but still overall really great improvement. So yeah, B+.
B+ for me. I'm a stickler, so but you could earn an A. You still got time.
You got time. You
Yeah.
got time.
I say A-. I'm also biased because I'm a fantasy team, so
Yeah,
There you go.
and he's
No.
also one of your favorite players.
he is. Yep. Actually, yeah, we were talking about the
He's
other
won
day.
you a lot of
Yeah.
money, I
Top three
bet,
for him,
so.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit the like, subscribe button, and as always,
Go Jays, go!